Hi. I've already done a video on Everyone Is You Pushed Out. I started to come into this realization off my own back like reasonably recently, and then I started watching Neville Goddard, and like I didn't have that name for it, obviously, and a woman called Amanda who has a channel called Create Your Own Future, who I love. She explains it all so well. And just everything started into place for me from that point. And I think it's so important on the twin flame journey as well. I mean, the label has become so irrelevant to me these days. It's really just an inner union journey. And the sooner we stop like separating it, the better. And like, the worst mistake you can make is just thinking, this divine masculine is going to, if I wait around long enough, he'll just ride in on a white horse and he'll just come and save me, And we've all had that way of thinking at some point, probably on the journey. But I think it's the most limiting. And in my last connection experience, I was just kind of coming into this understanding of Everyone Is You Pushed Out, but from my own back, I didn't really have the same basis of understanding that I do now. I think I've just been working with a lot of the starting the awareness that I was creating my own experience. And it's funny when we do it because we write these stories for people. So, we're carrying around these subconscious patterns. Somebody shows up and shows us how about our connection to ourselves. They say we have trouble committing to ourselves. We'll get somebody that struggles to commit, and then we project and we're like, this person has commitment issues. If we don't take it back to ourselves and do the mirror work and the necessary healing around that, and then we write this story for them, and it's like it just spirals because we're literally. The thing is, we are creating all the time. We're manifesting all the time. We are co-creators with Source. We literally, every single person you meet, every single experience you have is just showing you yourself and your relationship to yourself and your relationship to how you think the world is. Like, we can create anything. And people love to take ownership of manifesting great stuff that they wanted, but we often don't want to take responsibility for creating the stuff we don't want. That stuff we blame and project because it's the denied shadow parts of ourselves that we don't want to bring light to. So in my last connection, I remember I was doing all this inner work and then I lost it and I totally started writing this story of this person and commitment, and I was really just starting to, and it was like one day it was this, one day it was this, one day it was this, one day it was this. So it was like being given, taken back, and it was showing where I've healed a lot, but I still had this instability there, right, where I was struggling to maintain that commitment to myself. And I remember saying to my friend, I can't take this anymore. I need to be open to other people because I can't handle putting all my eggs in this basket. They might not be my ultimate connection. I need to get away from it because it's killing me basically. So I lost all my inner work, moved completely externally, and I said that, and then within 12 hours I got the text I need to go away and be by myself for a bit, and heal myself and sort myself out. Obviously I'm how did that happen? Why has this person done this? They just don't want the commitment and blah 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 blah. And I honestly, it's been really recent that I've taken full ownership of my journey. And when I did that, I started to look back over some of these experiences, and I was like, oh my God, I asked for that. I simply got what I asked for. I asked for the break. And I got it. I got almost instant manifestation within a few hours, And of course, rather than be oh yeah, I created that, I projected it, and I was I can't believe they've done that. like, and got all my rejection wounds and everything like that. And, you know, we're doing this all the time. Like, anytime there's a third party person in your situation, you've asked for it because you've been worried and you've been telling yourself the story of like, oh my God, what if they like somebody else? What if I'm not good enough? Like, your entire experience is you pushed out. It's basically your inner like dialogue showing up externally, and how you love yourself showing up externally, like how you treat yourself. If you're getting disrespected by people, you're disrespecting yourself. And it just takes a lot of courage to own up to this. And this is really one of the biggest like pieces of the puzzle for me on the twin flame journey. It's like that full level of ownership of like, yeah, it's easy to own the good stuff, and it's like very easy to project the stuff that we don't want to take ownership for. But when you become truly honest with yourself, you'll see how you wrote the story for your life in every experience. And honestly, like, you are everyone is you pushed out and intending for what you want, and the mirror work are like literally the two things that have just completely changed my life and my experience. So if you're encountering behavior in a person you don't like, you only just have to ask for it to change, and you have to chant it and say it as many times as you need to believe it, you know. And then you need to go in and do the mirror work and see why you're attracting it, because of like where you don't fully love yourself, you know. These for me are just like the key parts of the journey, rather than just like sitting around and waiting for the divine masculine on his like horse to swoop in and finally like you don't have to wait anymore. You know, this is, I don't even like the label twin flame anymore. Like it's just a journey of inner union. It's a journey of self, right? Just what you are and what you want and what you ask for is just it's the journey of becoming, of understanding ourselves as God in our own reality, and that whatever we ask for we will have, and we just end up like asking for things that we don't want, and then not taking ownership for that, and be that on a subconscious level or a conscious level. And obviously if you do have a lot of fears and a lot of resistance, like that has to be worked through as well, because the subconscious is very powerful. But you know, just writing down and affirming what we want, like it's just so important. The 55 times 5 method I talked about has been really working for me. It's just really sitting down, and it's, because for me it's like the repetition, right? It's if you've believed in a story for quite a long time about yourself or your experience or about other people, it takes like, until you truly believe in this process, it takes quite a lot of saying it. It's not just gonna, you know, you can't just affirm it once and it will change. But when you truly believe in it, it will. But until then, like, repetition is great. And I really believe the twin flame journey is not really a journey of two people. I believe the twin flame journey is understanding ourselves as creator, as God, of our own experience and reality, and asking for what we want, and knowing and loving ourselves enough to know we deserve what we want, right? And those are just the two key points. And I know there's this interesting thing with like what other people are thinking, right? Like, and I've found that other people are just thinking everyone is you pushed out, and everybody else is thinking what you think they're thinking. And I've had this like so many times where, I mean, obviously, if you sit down and say this person's like thinking about me, but you've got loads of fears, then they'll be thinking about the things that you fear. You know, like, it's not just as simple as saying something; it's the belief. You know, it's the understanding that you are that creator. But the times when I've thought or feared somebody's thinking something, and then I've just found out that I was right, it's just evidence and proof to me that everybody literally shows up in your experience and thinks about you exactly how you think they're thinking about you and how you think about yourself. And yeah, like the longer I'm on this journey, the less I even really want to make it this two-person journey. It's just meeting yourself, like meeting yourself on every level, and then that will in turn mirror the person who meets you on every level. Um, and yeah, that's been the most key thing that I've really kind of come into the understanding of. So I just wanted to share that. And yeah, I hope everyone is good. And I will speak to you all soon.